Okay. All right. So I go way back to the well, not way back, but we had the Alkalite bullcrap, and modern Disney is destroying. Modern Disney Star Wars is absolutely destroying. Well, the legacy of Star Wars. They've trampled upon the Skywalkers instead of embracing them, instead of building upon them. They've done something so stupid, and that's create characters that don't matter. Or they just kill them off, like with Carrie Ann Moss in episode 1 of The Alkalite. And there's just example after example after example. The Sabine stuff, where she just almost magically just gets to be a powerful Force user, that kind of nonsense. The Force is no longer special. Anyone can have it. Yes, I know George Lucas said that, but it's not like he was passing it around like a piece of candy, you know what I mean? But and also I know the new Oreos, yeah, you see on the cover like Darth Vader and so on. Um, Actually, hold on. So you look at that, Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. So do you tell me why Disney is milking money off characters that matter while simultaneously erasing them for modern Star Wars fans? Complete bullshit. So we don't want that. No one wants that. We want good stories. We want good characters. We want what were good characters, what still are, that modern Disney Star Wars just doesn't seem to want to utilize. So modern Disney Star Wars. That's what I want to caption. Modern Disney Star Wars, which is garbage. Okay. So these are from Screaming Rant. These are the 10 best Darth Vader stories in comic history ranked. Alright, so Darth Vader is perhaps the most iconic villain in the entirety of Star Wars canon, as he's not just a despicable antagonist, but also a complex character whose internal duality ensues every decision he makes across his many storylines. Is that right? He makes across his many storylines is the wrong one, perpetuating his unending suffering. Sometimes Darth Vader is far more evil than anyone destined for redemption has the right to be, while other times a small fraction of him that is still Anakin Skywalker shines through, causing him even more pain and anguish. It's debatable about his turn in Ahsoka, but hey. No matter the storyline, any Star Wars comic featuring Darth Vader is guaranteed to be absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. That being said, given the sheer number of Darth Vader storylines in the comics, there are some that are definitely more noteworthy than others. From the Legends continuity of Dark Horse Comics to the the canonical order. Order of modern Marvel comics. Here are the top 10 best Darth Vader stories in Star Wars history, ranked. By the way, bear with me. Alright, it's been a long day. Alright. But I mean, again, yeah, I don't understand why they're not focusing on the characters that have already been established, that people care about. Anyway, if they're going to put them on Oreo cookies, then why aren't you, like, making these characters continue to matter? Alright. So Darth Vader doesn't die after his return to the Jedi Redemption. Said that right? He doesn't die. Okay, so alternate. Darth Vader famously dies after finding redemption in Return of the Jedi, but one Star Wars legend story poses the question, what if he didn't? This was a part of the Star Wars Infinities comic line, which was essentially a what if for the original Star Wars trilogy. When Return of the Jedi got the Infinities treatment, it ended with Darth Vader surviving his original fate and becoming a Jedi once more with the Rebellion, complete with a bold alteration to his iconic suit. This Darth Vader story is more of a novelty than anything else. as it allows fans to see what would have happened if Darth Vader didn't die after he turned back to the light side of the Force. It's an exciting concept, and admittedly something every Star Wars fan has been wanting to see since Return of the Jedi. But its lack of a wilder impact on Vader's largest storyline places it firmly as one of Darth Vader's least important stories, despite being one of the best. And this is a top 10, so it's kind of going to be hard to fit all of them in, so this is going to be the 10 best that the author picked. Alright, 9. Star Wars Dark Droids proves Darth Vader doesn't need the Force to be deadly. Star Wars Dark Droids marked the franchise's dive into the horror genre, as it detailed the rise of a droid hive mind / zombie virus known as the Scourge, which infected droids and cyborgs across the galaxy, and one of its victims was Darth Vader. Could you imagine that? A story that might matter. However, when the Scourge infected Vader's cybernetics, the Sith Lord was given the opportunity to flex his mechanical genius. He used the Scourge's systems to create his own isolated droid / cyborg hive mind, which Vader had complete control over, so he turned it on them. We mustn't forget that Darth Vader, he's a smart dude. Or at least mechanically savvy, at the very least. Dark Droids, takes place during a time when Darth Vader's grasp on the Force was tenuous, due to the events of the previous storyline, Hidden Empire. Vader being weaker in the Force at the time when he was facing an enemy who couldn't be defeated by the Force alone, gave Darth Vader a chance to prove how deadly he was through other means. That being his mechanical and tactical genius, and Darth Vader more than rose to the occasion. You got a character like this. And what are you going to do? You're going to bring a May and an Osha? I don't know about that. Osha not. Okay. That's another discussion entirely, but alright, so number 8. Rise of the Schism Imperial makes Darth Vader overcome his greatest shortfall. Deception. In Darth Vader's most recent ongoing storyline, he has become the leader of an Imperial faction calling themselves the Schism Imperial that stands against Emperor Palpatine. That's something other people don't necessarily know, that Darth Vader was actively trying to get rid of Palpatine. It just took him a very long time. They want to see the Emperor usurped, and they believe Vader is the one to do it. To that end, Vader and the Schism invade Exegol to steal Palpatine's reserve of Kyber crystal in order to create their own Death Star-like weapon. Darth Vader is successful in stealing the Kyber after utilizing deception, something that he's been famously bad at throughout his career, marking a major development in his character. At least the comics get it. Darth Vader is currently proving that he does have what it takes to be a Sith Lord of the same caliber as Palpatine, given more meaning to the offer he made to Luke in Episode 5. Together we can rule the galaxy as father and son, he said. As the storyline proves, Vader actually has what it takes to do so. Number 7. Age of Rebellion explores Darth Vader's role in Imperial and a Sith. Again, these are comics that were actually already made. These are comics that are already done. And Disney chooses to go somewhere completely else with original characters that don't matter. And they've done it for a whole new modern Disney fan that just does not even it's just unimaginable erasing the Skywalker saga for modern Disney fans. It's just horrible. They don't know any different. Alright, number 7. Yes, as I said, Age of Rebellion explores Darth Vader's role as Imperial and a Sith. A little bit behind the scenes, it sounds like. Let's see. A great number of Darth Vader's personal stories deal with his Sith corruption or are examples of immense power in the dark side of the Force, but there are only a few that explore his role as Imperial as well as a Sith. That's what makes Star Wars Age of Rebellion, Darth Vader, stand out from the rest, as it shows how even Darth Vader has to bow down before a powerless Imperial. Whoa. Does this say bureaucratic? Is this supposed to be bureaucratic? Order of the Emperor. Anyway. This forces Darth Vader to think like an Imperial, which ultimately makes him a more powerful Sith. Darth Vader being used as a weapon wielded by a power-hungry bureaucrat is a striking depiction of a character who usually bows to no one aside from the Emperor himself. However, even Darth Vader has to play by the rules of his empire until he doesn't. And Age of Rebellion explores that aspect of Vader's life brilliantly. Number 6. Star Wars Legends details exactly how Darth Vader eradicated the Jedi. Let's not forget that Darth Vader is a badass. Darth Vader is trying to kill a single Jedi who is starting an uprising against the Emperor. This Jedi is from the planet Vader tracked him to, making him an extremely elusive target. However, when Darth Vader does finally kill the Jedi, he doesn't simply murder him. Vader weakens the Jedi before allowing him to stumble into town, where he's murdered in the street by a common stormtrooper. This utterly destroyed the all-powerful mystique of the Jedi, which crushed the insurgency this particular one was rising. And it was all Darth Vader's master plan. Imagine that, setting up a Jedi just to get killed by a stormtrooper. Darth Vader's eradication of the Jedi has admittedly yet to be explored to its fullest extent in Star Wars, as there are plenty of Jedi that survived the initial strike marked by Order 66, and killing Jedi was Darth Vader's first major mission upon the rise of the Empire. However, while there are certainly more stories to tell during that Star Wars era, this one does a phenomenal job at capturing what happened to the Jedi as a whole upon the rise of the Empire, and how Darth Vader championed that mission. Not dementia. Okay. Number 5. Star Wars brutally shows exactly how Darth Vader became a Jedi-killing legend. Did I mention he was a badass? Darth Vader is lured into a trap set by a squad of Jedi who survived Order 66 after he received intel that Obi-Wan Kenobi would be at their location. The Jedi knew that letting it slip that Obi-Wan would be there, even when he wasn't, would not only attract Vader, but it would inspire him to show up alone. Unfortunately for the Jedi, they didn't know who they were messing with. While the Jedi put up a good fight, Darth Vader eventually murders all of them in increasingly brutal ways. And this battle was the one that made Darth Vader a legend across the galaxy. Darth Vader has always had a reputation in Star Wars as the ultimate Jedi killer, despite the fact that fans have barely seen him kill any himself. However, the storyline changes that dramatically as Star Wars Purge features Darth Vader taking on a small squadron of Jedi Knights and Masters and coming out on top. A story that cements him as a Jedi-killing legend. Number 4. Dark Heart of the Sith confirms Darth Vader's lasting love for Padme and explains his ultimate redemption. After discovering that Luke Skywalker was his son and subsequently cutting off his hand in combat, as seen in Episode 5, Darth Vader goes to the gravesite of his late wife Padme. It's here when he meets Sebe, Padme's former handmaiden, and even flexes his more heroic side while helping her. While the storyline itself is a perfect introduction to a new era of Darth Vader comics, it also stands out as being one of the most emotional, as it displays Darth Vader as a man who's facing an immeasurable loss as opposing to being of immense dark power. Dark Heart of the Sith makes Darth Vader's eventual redemption, the return of Jedi, far more believable, as his lasting love for Padme is extended to his son in the final moments of Darth Vader's life. And that lasting love for his late wife is confirmed and explored in this story. Number 3. Into the Fire reaffirms Darth Vader's commitment to the Sith and his strength in the dark side. Immediately following Darth Vader's somber journey through his greatest regrets in Dark Heart of the Sith, he is tested in his commitment to the Sith by Emperor Palpatine in Into the Fire. This storyline shows Palpatine ripping Vader's robotic limbs off before dropping him on the lava banks of Mustafar, where he found him, and hiring an assassin to hunt Vader. This test would either end with Darth Vader becoming stronger and more committed to the Sith than ever, or it would end in his death. Either way, the Emperor would be pleased. You gotta remember that Darth Vader was extremely tortured by Palpatine, the sick, sadistic bastard that he was. Into the Fire is a fantastic exploration into Darth Vader's original journey from Jedi to Sith Lord, as it parallels his original fall to the dark side by essentially forcing Vader to undergo Sith corruption all over again. With all new challenges in front of him, indeed, Vader was without his limbs and wasn't allowed to use the Force. Aside from how impactful this storyline is on Darth Vader as a character, Into the Fire is also one of the most badass portrayals of Vader in recent memory. Number 2. Darth Vader is presented as a divine savior.
Introducing the Workday Pant 2.0, a technical 5-pocket pant designed to feel comfortable and look formal. Available in waist and inseam sizes.
I know, I got an ad playing. When Darth Vader crash lands on a faraway planet with the inhabitants completely cut off. I gotta skip that. From the society of the larger galaxy. Thanks for bearing with me. Including the Emperor that rules it. He finds himself stranded in the village where he landed. Darth Vader encounters a Leviathan that has plagued these people for generations. Vader cares not about their strife, only that this beast presents a clear and present danger to him. So, Darth Vader kills the kaiju, and in doing so becomes like a divine savior for these people. This planet doesn't know about the countless atrocities committed by Darth Vader and his empire. All they know is that a black knight fell from the sky and destroyed the monster that has been terrorizing them throughout their isolated history. This story is a fantastic look at how Darth Vader is perceived across the galaxy, a villain to most, but to others, a true hero. Isn't that ironic? Alright, number 1. All I am surrounded by is fear and dead men. Darth Vader has never been more badass. Okay. When Darth Vader's TIE advanced X-1 starfighter shot down, the rebellion thinks this is the best chance they'll ever get to kill the Sith Lord, which would be a great victory for the Rebel Alliance against the Empire. However, even when Darth Vader is completely alone and totally surrounded by enemy forces, he still has the utmost confidence that he will make it out alive, uttering the most badass line of dialogue he's ever delivered. All I am surrounded by is fear and dead men. While stories that explore Darth Vader's humanity, or his tactical/mechanical genius, or his brief acts of heroism make for interesting chapters in the character's extensive Star Wars history, Darth Vader is the first and foremost a major villain, and an absolute powerhouse. In Vader Down captures the unadulterated badassery that is Darth Vader better than any other Star Wars. And you tell me that they want to do the Acolyte, they want to do May, they want to do the Osha stuff, when they already have characters that matter, characters that are better, and not only characters that fans will identify with, but a whole generation of fans that have yet to really understand, how should I say, they don't understand the nostalgia of these characters because the characters were so great. There's such a nostalgia for generation after generation, multiple generations, many generations of the Skywalkers. These modern Disney fans just do not understand. They won't understand unless they're really dedicated, and they do appreciate the originals, even the prequels, and they really get into the characters, and they like the characters, in which case I really feel bad for them because they're being completely disassembled. I don't know what they're doing with Anakin Skywalker. I don't know. They want to make him good. They want to make him both. I don't know. I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine, I guess. But, Luke Skywalker, they've completely put him to the side. They've had characters that they really could, like Gina Carano's character, that could have, like, done something in The Mandalorian, but they got rid of her. Killing off Carrie-Anne Moss in Episode 1 of The Acolyte. These characters that we get, like, glimpses or short time enjoying, something happens in the process and they go bye-bye. But yeah, so that's just my opinion, and that's just my vibe. So I mean, look at this. I am surrounded by fear and dead men. You can't do this. Disney, you can't do this. You'd rather do something else than this. But anyway, I hope you all enjoy. I know a lot of Star Wars fans are very unsatisfied right now, but if Disney put their mind to it, they could easily correct things. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But anyway, y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.